Good morning, Flint. My name is Terry Bankert. This is the January 17th, 2011 version of Good Morning Flint. Seen before you is my rendition, my latest rendition of a Flintoid, heavily influenced by Picasso. I always wondered what that meant when somebody said that their work was heavily influenced by Picasso. Well, what it means is I darn well tried to copy one. Okay, I guess that's what it means. It means my creativity did not give me that image. I basically incorporated my image of what Picasso may try to do. I'm nowhere close to it, but if anybody wants to buy these pictures, just write a check out to your favorite charity for $25 and tell me which one you want. Okay, now for today's test article, this is a incorporation of a Ustream Live video to be incorporated into Facebook. I don't know if it's up right now. I'll have to check in a minute. And to talk about a current Flint issue or an issue covered by Flint Media, which is what I'm doing here. Mr. Harris on the Flint Journal has an article today on shaken baby syndrome. I'm going to do a quick, what I hope is a value added commentary on it. As much as anything else, I'm testing out this technology. Your observations would be appreciated, and particularly if you want to add to the social media discussion on shaken baby, it would be greatly appreciated. But Mr. Harris, David Harris of the Flint Journal, has in today's Flint Journal article that he posted on MLive at 7:36 a.m. Says as follows: the 19-year-old father of a 4-month-old baby girl is in custody after police say his violent shaking of her contributed to her death. My comments: young men, you need to be careful. If you're 19 and you have a 4-month-old baby girl privately in your custody and something happens, the whole system's going to presume you committed a criminal act called shaken baby. I quote again from Mr. Harris: police say Nathan Henderson was brought to Hurley Hospital about 1:30 p.m. Friday. It's Nahari, Naria. She was unresponsive when she arrived. Police say the incident happened near Carpenter Road. The father was taken into custody. There have not been charges filed against the father. This is the second homicide of the year and third in Genesee County. There's usually drug, sex, and rock and roll involved in these things, but I've seen a lot of innocent men get caught up in these charges. And I don't know anything else about this case. I don't know the parties involved. But here's what shaken baby is. From Wikipedia, shaken baby syndrome is a form of physical child abuse that occurs when an abuser violently shakes an infant or a small child, creating a whiplash motion that causes acceleration, deacceleration injuries. It is common for there to be no external evidence of trauma. Young men, 19 or less to 21, 22, if you have a young child, take a parenting class. The concept of shaken baby syndrome was initially described in the early 1970s based on a theory in a wide variety of circumstances by Dr. John Caffey, a radiologist, as well as Dr. Norman Gukalakabek, a neurosurgeon. I butchered that name. Gee, I'm not even going to spell it. Shaken baby syndrome is often fatal and can cause severe brain damage resulting in lifelong disability. Estimated death rates, mortality, among infants with shaken baby syndrome range from 15 to 38%, with the median about 25. Up to half the deaths related to child abuse are reportedly due to shaken baby syndrome. This is extremely important. Grandma, if your child is a young male under 22, 23, you teach them how to handle a baby. You just step up to the plate. Shaken baby, well, I covered that. Non-fatal consequences include varying degrees of visual impairment, blindness, motor impairment, and just a bunch of ugly things. The prevention is similar to prevention of child abuse in general. New parents, babysitters too. Just don't, in this age of of macho, buff, alpha females. Maybe they're right up there with the males. That they need some parenting classes too, before you let a 12 or 13-year-old care for your infant. New parents, babysitters, and other caregivers can be warned about the dangers of shaking infants. A child's crying and irritation are common triggers for the frustration that can lead to violence for the caregivers. Some experts offer caregivers strategies. Now I'm going to go to another source, and this is from a web page called medicinenet.com. You can find that by Googling. And it says, what are the symptoms and signs of shaken baby syndromes? The injuries associated with shaken baby syndrome may not be immediately noticeable. Infants may present with nonspecific complaints such as irritability or vomiting. It's a child. I mean, what are they going to be doing anyways? And these symptoms are caused by the developing increased pressure within the brain, intracranial pressure caused by brain hemorrhaging and swelling. These infants often develop additional symptoms such as lethargy, breathing, and difficulties. Just imagine the baby's head is a balloon and there's a golf ball in it. If you shake that baby's head, that golf ball is going to smash against both sides of the brain and the brain cavity, and that's exactly what's happening. What are the treatments? Infants with injuries of shaken baby syndrome require emergency care, including respiratory support and surgery. Often these infants require draining of the blood around the brain to decrease the ongoing brain injuries associated with brain swelling. Additional treatments may be required as well, including obtaining neurological evaluations. So my point here is, young men, be careful. One time I used to do child protective proceedings, and I've had several cases that included shaken baby syndrome on the non-criminal side, on the child abuse and neglect side. Be very, very careful, because the starting point is going to be presumed that that child was in your care when some injury occurred, and it could be as simple as simply rolling over and falling to the floor, or dropping any height, and there's a lot of ways it could happen without the young men doing it. But be very careful. And parents, if you're going to leave your child with a babysitter, make sure that they understand shaken baby. And men, young boys, we just think different. We get frustrated. We don't know how to handle the situation, and shaking the baby to be quiet seems like a harmless thing to do, and it absolutely is. Now, my name is Terry Banker. This is Good Morning Flint, January 17th, 2011. Any comments on this format or any comments on shaken baby, please post to my Facebook at Facebook. That's Terry Banker. Thank you very much.